Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down Tom Brady's second retirement. As you just saw in the beginning of the video, I showed the clip that he put up on Twitter of him announcing his retirement after 23 seasons in the NFL. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. About a year ago, I made a video when the news broke that Tom Brady was going to retire, and then a few days later, February 1st, he announced it himself, and now February 1st, he announced it again. And this time definitely hits different than the first time. I think the first time after it happened, it really felt like there was a strong chance that he would return, and he did. This time, I don't see him coming back, and here's why. Unlike last year, I think the Buccaneers had a positive morale about them. I don't think they have that this off season, and I just think that Brady, if you watch the Buccaneers throughout this year, I think you could notice Brady on the sidelines when they were losing. He just didn't seem the same. He didn't seem motivated. Usually when you're watching Brady, he's fired up, yelling at guys on the sidelines, watching film on the tablet, and just focused. But this year, it just seemed like at times he didn't. There was a lack of motivation. You didn't really see him firing up his teammates. You didn't see him, trying to correct things as well. It almost seemed like he lost his motivation to win, and honestly, to win games, he didn't care as much, which sounds crazy if you think about it. I think something kind of just was missing this year, not only with the Bucks, but with Tom Brady as a player. And throughout the year, I was thinking maybe the reason for this lack of motivation, this lack of edge that we usually see in him, is that he's grown stale of the Bucks and doesn't really want to be there anymore. So I thought that maybe that would result in him going somewhere else. But maybe it wasn't the Bucks. Maybe it was just he's grown stale with the game and he doesn't really want to play anymore. And it appears that's what it is, because ESPN reported yesterday over the weekend that he had gotten two offers from teams. Who those two teams were, who knows? If I had to take a wild guess, I would say the Raiders and the Commanders. I think those are the two, most likely teams that did. And I can understand why he didn't want to go there. But even if a team like the Vikings or the 49ers threw him an offer, would he have taken it? I don't know. I think that something with him is just kind of gone. His competitive edge has left him, and I don't blame him. He's 45 years old. He obviously had a lot of personal stuff going on throughout this year with his family. Um, it's it, it's not the ideal way to go out, a dominating loss to, the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff game. I know that's definitely not the way he envisioned going out. I think it would have been much better going out last year after the way they lost to the Rams. It was a symbolic loss in a positive way for him. But at the end of the day, he's got to stop somewhere, and I think he's finally decided, this is it, that's enough. Yeah, I really don't see him coming back. I would be shocked if he came back, and I think if he did come back, it would be kind of pathetic. So I don't see him coming back. And what I've seen some people making the point of is of how, you know, even if he were to come back and win another Super Bowl and win it with a different team, win an eighth Super Bowl, would that really change anything? He'd still be the GOAT. He would still be, no one would really change, no one's mind would really change about him. It wouldn't really affect his perception. Would it really change anything? But I do feel that I think he would have wanted to win another Super Bowl, just in terms of he wanted another Super Bowl. I think he loves he want he care the more Super Bowls to win, the more you want him. And I think it really he would love to win another Super Bowl. It's not so much that he cares about the perception. Of course he does, but I think he definitely wanted another ring. But I think he realizes that it's just not worth it anymore, and he needs to move on to other things. But he's retiring the GOAT. He's been the GOAT for, I would say, he's been considered the GOAT for about the last, 5 or 6 years since he's been playing. And I think that there's a very strong chance that he will remain the GOAT for a very long time. But at the same time, if, you want to make an argument right now, the guy who's on the best track to get a guy like Brady is Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, I'm a Chiefs fan. I doubt he's going to play in 10 Super Bowls or win 7. I doubt that. But what I think Patrick Mahomes can do is if he can win 3 or 4 Super Bowls, win some MVPs, break some of Brady's statistical records, I think you could, at the end of the day, make an argument maybe Mahomes is the GOAT because he could do things that Brady just couldn't do, and as the better overall player, the better just pure player, Mahomes was better. The accolades weren't there. Some of the accolades weren't there, but you can make that argument. But something that Brady will never be unseated in is just success. He will go down as the most successful football player in history, and I don't think that's ever going to change. But the argument of who's purely the better player, that definitely can change as the years go on. But obviously, 7-time Super Bowl champ. He's played in 10 Super Bowls. He's won 3 MVPs. He's been a 15-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro 12 different times. Got a Comeback Player of the Year, and holds the record for most touchdowns by a player in NFL, most touchdown passes by any player in NFL history, most yards by any quarterback in NFL history. A lot of these things are just not going to be touched, and I don't think you can change, that this guy is a legend. So, comment down below what you guys think about this. Obviously, I made a video around this time last year, and a lot of the stuff I said in that video applies in this video. But yeah, what a career.